Welcome to PriorityStart TV. Glad you're able to join us today. What we're going to be doing is just going to be looking at a little bit of PriorityStart units, the different models, introduce ourselves as well, and maybe even take a close-up look. If you haven't had a chance to purchase a PriorityStart unit in the past or right now, you'll be able to get a little bit more of an understanding of what exactly PriorityStart is. And what we're trying to do with these different streams is to talk to you. You can ask us any questions. Right now we're live on Facebook, YouTube, our website. We have both of those streams on there as well. But yeah, so feel free to comment. A couple of them, you might have to be logged in. So you might want to try a different platform also. But thank you very much, and we'll be right back with you. We're just getting things sorted out, so thank you. Okay. It's on? Yeah, good. That's okay. They can hear us trying to get things ready. So thank you for the hold. But sticking around for a little bit, again, we're going to be able to look at the PriorityStart units, a little bit of unboxing, and also the just a little bit of an explanation of how to install it. But let's get started with that. With the PriorityStart 12 volt Pro Max HD model. Now, going left to right, we have the PriorityStart Marine Series 2, and that is designed specifically for marine applications or marine battery styles. We'll get into that a little bit later. The mobility unit is a 4.5 minute disconnect time frame instead of just a 1 minute once it hits 11.7 volts. Standard 12 volt Pro Max, 12 volt Pro Max HD, and then our 24 volt Pro Max HD as well. Now, as for every single PriorityStart unit, when you get it, it's going to come in a white box. And once you open it up, there'll be a sealed blister in there. Inside that blister, you'll have multiple things. So you have your installation guide. You have a Windows sticker that you can put right underneath the change your oil sticker up in the upper right-hand corner, or left-hand corner as it were, and be able to put that there just as a reminder. If the PriorityStart were to disconnect, you'll know what to do. Push on the brake, turn on the headlights, or whatever else reconnects the PriorityStart unit in your application. Then you have a warranty card that you can tear this off. We keep these, so once you get your PriorityStart unit, fill out the information, send it back to us. But inside the owner's manual also you have a U-clip. Now this U-clip is specifically designed for our negative cable that comes off of the PriorityStart unit to be able to go connect to the negative of your battery. Now we have our ground wire. It is a circuit, so we need to complete that circuit. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Then we have our rubber band, which we specifically designed for the wear and tear, the heat, the oil, all of it underneath the hood or wherever your battery is at. And it'll go around most batteries. It is very flexible and will hold its shape for many years. But then the PriorityStart unit, specifically this PriorityStart 12 volt Pro Max HD, is going to handle 1600 starting amps and 400 continuous amps. Now that's quite a bit for a little piece of equipment like this. But also, as you notice, that there's only a 6-gauge cable on here. Now that cable could be that it doesn't work for your application. So what you do is you just remove this small boot. Actually, let's get a close-up of this. That's not the right camera. So what we need to do is remove this small boot, pull off the top bolt, and there's a small nut on there, and then a split washer as well. Once you remove that, that makes sure that you can put any size cable that you need on there. So just like this battery, positive to positive, negative cable onto the U-clip, put onto the post, Then just connect that, strap it on with our secure strap, and that's all you need. Your vehicle will be moved to the top of our Priority Start unit, so we're in line of the battery and your application. So, when will it disconnect? Will it disconnect? The Priority Start is designed to only disconnect if, when your application is turned off, that if it's a drain or anything pulling down the power, if it hits 11.7 volts for 1 minute for any of the applications except for the mobility unit, which is 4.5 minutes. After 1 minute, then the Priority Start internally opens up. And what that does, it breaks that circuit so that your battery isn't being drained anymore. Now in time, that battery chemically is going to build itself back up to where it's supposed to be at. It's a way to make sure that your battery's life and longevity of it stays around so that you don't have to worry about a dead battery. Then once you get back over to the application, like I mentioned before with that sticker, headlights, brake pedal, it could be your ignition, could be side mirrors. It really is different on every application, especially anymore with all the vehicles being electronics. There's a lot of relays going through it, so we need a clean signal to be able to go back through the system, and then the Priority Start knows that it's you trying to gain power, not an accessory. Once it does that, within a matter of seconds, the Priority Start will reconnect, giving full power back to the vehicle or the application that you have it on. So that's really what that Priority Start model is actually just doing, is safeguarding your battery, protecting it, and making sure that it will not allow your battery drain down. Now, when it does disconnect, you will have no power in the vehicle. Because you have no power in the vehicle, it may seem like you have a dead battery. Rest assured you don't have a dead battery, though. Even if you go over to the Priority Start unit, you see that there, on this model, there's an LED that's at the top of it. It'll be red if it's disconnected, or green if it's connected. If it's green, you have full power to your vehicle. If it's red, again, it's going to seem like you have a dead battery. You just need to find the reconnection point for your application. Then, once it reconnects, again, you have full power back. So, that's what Priority Start is. So, I'm going to throw the Be Right Back screen on again. I want to get this camera fixed, and we'll be right with you. But again, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or our website, PriorityStart.com/TV.html, please ask us any questions that you have about the Priority Start units so we can answer them for you. Thank you for waiting. Just had to make sure that this other camera is working properly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit closer what the outside of the Priority Start looks like. So With the PriorityStart 12 volt Pro Max, and any of them except for the Marine model, all of them have a top post that once you take that off, typically it's about a 22mm wrench. Once you take that post off, out of the box, this model can handle top post, SAE, or a side post terminal. So you'd be able to take off the side post of your battery and take that bolt. It exposes, once you take this top post off, it exposes a 3/8 coarse threading. Once you have that off, our top post, which has a 3/8 coarse thread in it, will screw physically into the battery, allowing you to connect our positive lead to your battery at that point, the application. Then you can take the bolt from your your vehicle side, put it right into the top of our PriorityStart unit. So then it completes that circuit as well. Now the Marine model, though, that's going to be a little bit different. This is the reason why. Please don't fall. Thank you. This is the reason why the Marine unit is a little bit different. The standard Marine unit can handle the same capabilities that the standard Pro Max model and the Mobility do as well. That handles 1000 starting amps, 250 continuous amps. Now remember, the HD models handle 1600 starting amps and 400 continuous amps. So depending on your application. But now, here's the difference for the Marine unit. Marine still has a top post SAE connection, but when you unscrew it, it reveals the stud post, which is a 3/8 coarse threading. So what you would do, like on a boat or watercraft, you would take all your eyelids off of your battery, put them onto here, take your wing nut and slide it onto the top of this PriorityStart unit. Then this is the different post for the Marine unit. See how it exposes a 3/8 coarse threading that's a female side? That then would go onto the top stud of your battery, the positive side. So again, our top or positive lead cable will be able to fit onto it. So we want to take a minute just to show you exactly what the difference is between the two different models or variations. Now we do have these available as an accessory item, so if you did want to upgrade to a 12 volt HD model, you would be able to put the same kind of attachment on there to make it work, just in case you needed a little bit more power out of your system. And then the 24 volt unit, just to make sure the clarification between 12 volt and 24 volt. 12 volt, even if you have multiple batteries that are in parallel, that's positive to positive to positive, negative, 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 that's in parallel. Most diesel trucks, even though they have two batteries, they are in parallel. The two batteries act as one battery, giving you the more power but the same amount of voltage. Whereas a 24 volt unit, that is going to have two batteries at least in it, positive to negative. It's in series now, it's not in parallel. And that's what the 24 volt unit is made for. Chances are, if you have multiple vehicles, if it's diesel or if it's gas or anything, it's going to be a 24 volt system. Now, once you start going into like forklifts or some utility or military vehicles, then you might be going in 24 volt. But it's pretty safe to say that chances are you have a 20 or 12 volt system. So, yeah, just wanted to take some time, talk to you a little bit about each model as well. Now, when installing the PriorityStart unit, let's say you have a application that you want the PriorityStart unit in a different location instead of right on the battery or one of the batteries. We do have a small holster here that we provide, and it's very easy to install this. It comes with all the fixings as well, screws that you need for it. You'll just need the tools, obviously. But find a flat place, whether it be in your engine bay or your trunk, underneath a seat, wherever you need it to be. And with this, you have two different parts. So once you find that flat location, just lay this flat on there. We already have the screws for you. They're self-tapping as well. So you would drill out or self-tap, depending on what system you use, and place that in there. Then once the Priority Start unit comes over, you simply slide the Priority Start unit into the holster, and then you slide the top piece over it, and there's two small black screws that you'll be planting right here, which will make the Priority Start very safe and secure for that system. And again, you don't need the holster, but it is an option if you want a different location than directly strapped onto the battery. Now, throughout the years, many have asked us, well, do I have to use a strap or a secure strap? No. No, you can use whatever you need. We've used heavy-duty zip ties before, high-density Velcro as well. I know a lot of different police agencies have used the Velcro so that just in case they were on one vehicle, they can take off the Priority Start unit and move it to another. So, can you use the Priority Start more than once? Well, yes. In fact, when we test these units, we test them to be able to do a disconnect and reconnect for one day or one time a day, and then see how many years it can go. After testing it for an equivalent of 3 years, again, disconnect and reconnect every single day, there was no wear and tear, at least none that would degrade the Priority Start unit. Now, if you have a heavy load on that Priority Start unit and you disconnect, that'd be like taking your positive lead of your battery cable and pulling it off, and there's any arcing whatsoever. Yeah, all of our pieces of metal that are on here, except for the lead top post, are copper with zinc coating on it. So they can take some wear, tear, some extra power that's going through it. And we connect and disconnect at such high speeds that it doesn't really cause any damage internally to it. But the more you put on there, obviously, the more wear and tear that will take, especially if you have a higher amperage vehicle with more load on it. So if you see something while we're streaming this, please feel free. If there's something like low latency, we're currently running a bit rate, I believe, around 5,000. So we might need to mess with that, and we can do that at a later time when we check this out. But if you notice something like audio is a little off, the lighting is off, I know that we have pretty high overhead lighting right here, but we're trying to just minimize that. But if you do see something, please let us know in the comments or in the chat as well. But yeah, so that's just the different models that we have. We do have some extra accessories as well. If you look at our website, PriorityStart.com, and then go to our store, you can see on there that we have the holster. We also have a momentary off button. And what that momentary off button is, for every single Priority Start unit, if you're curious if the Priority Start unit is working or not, because maybe it's never disconnected for you, all you need to do is pull off the ground wire and reconnect it. What that'll do is, if it's in a connected state and you pull that ground wire off and then put it back on, it'll disconnect and then reconnect, and you'll hear that as well. Also, you'll notice it because you have all your lights go off and then it come back on. But if it's in a disconnected state and you pull off that ground wire and you reconnect it, that'll force a reconnection for that Priority Start unit. Now, an alternative to that is our momentary switch. And again, it's a momentary off switch because it is a circuit. We need to have it fully connected at all times. So if the Priority Start was in a disconnected state, you have the option of using that momentary switch. It comes with a 13-foot lead on there, and our connections all ready for our ground, and also the U-clip that I mentioned before. And so right when you push that button, it's going to force it, just like pulling off the ground wire and reconnecting it. So there are some accessories that we do manufacture and build for the Priority Start units. But yeah, I'm actually going to throw you guys on Be Right Back. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment there. But if you're watching on Twitch or even our website and you're looking at the Twitch chat and you're maybe typing it, but we're not able to see it, it might be that you need to be logged on. So if you have Facebook though, or Twitter, or even go to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see and chat with us. Well, thank you for sticking with us so far. My name is Lamont, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. There's another individual that you'll be seeing on not only our live streams, but also our recordings that we're going to be making and posting to our YouTube account as well. And that's Tyler Earl. And I'd like to introduce you to Tyler, and he's going to do an installation.
As he said, my name is Tyler, and we really just want to be able to assist you guys. We want to get the information out there about PriorityStart and how it can affect you. I'm sure everyone at some point in their life has gone out to their vehicle and it just won't start. Because you know what? If there's damage in the battery, if you had to jump start it, or if it's just old, sometimes batteries die. Or, you know, a very common case, you left your lights on, you left the radio run, or you're just sitting chilling, but you didn't want to leave the car running, and you're listening to the radio, all of a sudden, everything's dead, and you can't start your vehicle. The PriorityStart unit will actually prevent that, because it will disconnect. Now, it'll seem like you have a dead battery, but at that point, you'll just realize that the PriorityStart unit disconnected, and the PriorityStart unit will do this at such a time before your battery is completely dead. So all you'd have to do is get it to reconnect, and you'd be able to start your vehicle. Now, we're going to take a look at this battery here. We're going to do like a quick demonstration on how the PriorityStart unit will work. So, this one's not open yet. So, here it is. Alright, so we have the PriorityStart unit here, but we're going to have all the goodies that come in the box in this blister here. Now, we'll demonstrate this more thoroughly when we do our model videos, because we will be doing other models to go more in depth on certain topics with each PriorityStart unit and installations and everything, just so that we can better express how the PriorityStart unit can work for your situation. And also, if you do have any questions or anything, go ahead, throw them up there. I'll try to assist you at that time. Now, the first thing I pulled out there was just a little sticker that you can put on the inside on your windshield or something. And it'll just remind you that if you do come to your vehicle and it seems like there's a dead battery because there's no power in the vehicle, more than likely that's just because the PriorityStart unit disconnected that power because the battery was draining down. At that point, it just reminds you to step on the brakes or operate the headlights. Then we'll also have our manual and U-clip, which we actually already have installed on the battery here. And then just our warranty information and card. And we also have, finally, our secure strap and our ground wire, which Lamont talked about the secure strap. So what we're going to want to do, you're going to feed the secure strap here through the little notches here to help hold the secure strap in its proper place. Just like so. They are a little tight, but that's just to ensure that it stays snug on your application. Alright, come on now. There we go. Okay, so now we have it, and we can just stretch it over the battery here. and get it good and tight. Alright, so now we're going to hook up the positive side. This is a very loose one. Let's just expand that just a little bit. Make sure we got enough room there. And we'll get that on there. Now, sometimes we do have these issues, so I'll be right back. I'm going to just get a little tool to move those apart. Now sometimes we also run into the opposite. Goes on too loose. That's a pretty simple fix. You can just get a lead cap shim. We have those available, but they are also pretty readily available in at your local auto parts store. Nope, still not enough. Make sure we get that good and widen out. So we want to go ahead and make sure that this is nice and secure, which this one is being a pain for the sake of being live. So, of course, you know. But it shouldn't affect the connection. That should be plenty enough for this demonstration at least. Alright, so we get that nice and tight. Now, then we have our ground wire. Simple enough. You just want to go ahead and connect it to the U-clip here, which was on the manual. As I said, we've already installed it on this one. Make sure that's good and tight. Okay. And then we have our ground wire. Now, as soon as I plug this in, the PriorityStart unit is going to connect, which this also needs to be open just a little bit. Make sure we can get that on there fully. So now you've heard the PriorityStart. You can see the green light on. Now what you're going to do is you will have, which we don't have a big enough clamp for this, but as a demonstration, just simple enough. And this isn't probably functioning right because the battery is actually super low. This battery is toasted. I don't even think it gets above 9 volts. But you'll still be able to see the PriorityStart unit disconnect after the minute time. And I don't have enough here because I don't have a big enough clamp to secure it on there properly. Now, that was a bit rough. Your installation should go much easier than that. And I will be right back. Alright, well, that was it was something. And as you can see, that battery is quite aged. We've been testing on that battery for many years, and we do need to get a replacement for that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Lamont, and he will guide you from here.
Thank you very much, Tyler, for that. But also at the same time, it doesn't really matter where you install the Priority Start unit at physically. So if you're in any state, any country, anywhere in the world, you can install the Priority Start unit on your application. You don't need to have a mechanic install it. You can actually do it right in a parking lot if you needed to. But obviously the convenience of your home would be the easiest for you. So all you need are just a couple of tools and you can actually get it installed like demonstrated. But again, that battery obviously is very toast. So that was hopefully enjoyable for you. But other than that, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up today. Thank you very much for coming on in, checking us out. But also, if you do have any questions while you're watching this offline, put your questions in the comments about the Priority Start units. We'll do our best to answer them. Also, you can send us any emails as well. Don't forget to check out our Priority Start page, PriorityStart.com, and be able to get all the information there as well. But yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. But other than that, take care, and we'll catch you next time. The only button I don't have, though, is this one. That's Spirit.
Bye.
Have a good one.